Thank you, Riv. Solid win there for Gravity, picking up another win. I do want to take a look at the bot lane, though, because we've criticized Nien for his inability to lane straight up. However, this time around, comes out with the CS advantage early on.
Yeah, I mean, early on with the Sivir matchup, he was able to withstand the early shove from Vayne, use the advantage of like all of Sivir's AD that can be used in the mid game, but then ultimately they still died when the fights ended up beginning, so it doesn't count in the long run.
Time to quote Skara: up until they lose, Nien was winning the lane. Absolutely. But then they lost the all-in 2v2.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate there. You know, I do also, though, want to look at Porpoise and what he was talking about before the game started. In the video we had of him where he talked about teammates struggle to find the play style, what they really want to do, and which jungler is going to support that play style. It was Rek'Sai last split for him. Looked pretty uncomfortable on Gragas today. I
think that was most evident in his mid lane gank with, trying to work with Golden Glue, who is the sub on the team right now. Pretty awkward move there with Victor. He had him stunned in the gravity field for a while, didn't ultimate, and then kind of shoved him back into the turret to safety.
It showed that he just wasn't super confident on using the spell. Like, it's like he was saving the cooldown of his ultimate, but then he ultimately just used it poorly after the flash. When a person's stunned, just use it to knock him back right away, secure the kill, and they ended up fumbling a lot of early opportunities.
Yeah. On the other side of that, Keen's Urgot was definitely a highlight. The Urgod is back in full effect. He was just sitting in the middle like 4 people firing off acid hunters, and he would always kill somebody.
Yeah, you can tell he's very confident on that champion. When he got pushed under the enemy turret, still trades a kill. As you mentioned, that in the middle of 4 people around Baron, just like, I'm taking somebody with me. Definitely great to see the mastery of that champion. I do want to hop into our replay. We're going to go 19 minutes into the game. This is a 4-for-0 for Gravity plus the Dragon.
Yeah. It went from bad to worse because initially they thought they'd be able to secure the Dragon, but that ends up getting stolen. So as you can see right here, it's just Gravity getting the first Dragon steal. It was mainly just Haunter doing work this entire fight. Predicting the fallback after the Dragon contest to get the 2-man stun. First off, he just blows up Nien because Nien kited back into where Haunter flanked from, which is something you should never do against an Echo. That was the main mistake, but Bunny Fufu with the Shepherd's Crook gets him back.
To me, this game was really funny, but that was the best part because Haunter makes these awesome plays. He's like, kills this main target. He's got all the DPS dead, switches over and gets another kill. Then he fails his flash, and Bunny's like, all right, I gotcha. Let me hook this other one into your queue for you to clean it up. Don't worry, you still get the triple.
You got to do all the work as the support there. Lastly, this Gravity squad here is going to have to go up against TSM tomorrow. So when you talk about, strength of opponent, switching from Team 8 to TSM tomorrow, this is definitely going to be a step up for them and really putting the nail in the coffin as to whether or not this is a contender team. We've been back and forth on that topic a few times. Are they at that level? Are they still evolving with their new shot caller and moving into the roster?
Yeah, I'd say based on this game, they're definitely looking like an improved version of their former selves with the 2 roster changes. Move has proven to actually be a pretty good replacement, and their shot calling hasn't suffered too much with Bunny taking the reins from St. Vicious. Altec also a nice addition, but the main change is actually Haunter just feels like a better player this split. So I'd say they're improved, but it's hard to say whether they're a top team until playoffs.
Yeah, definitely agree. And there's always room for more improvement. Of course, Move is still learning more English. He's getting more accustomed to the rest of the team. So there are, some moments where they're not quite on the same page. But overall, really, really great improvements.
All right, with the remaining time here, I do want to jump ahead to our final matchup of the day, Cloud9 versus Enemy, looking particularly at Cloud9, in that we've seen with this roster a bit of struggle so far this split. And we're still searching for that game from Cloud9 that shows they're on the path to redemption or to the level of play that we expect from that organization.
Yeah, the strange thing that I see about this Cloud9 roster, I did a lot of looking into their history, and they've actually decreased in effectiveness every single split they've been in the LCS. If we actually think about their very first split in the LCS, they had the best individual players. A lot of people forget that, as well as the best shot calling. So they had everything.
Super effective.
Super effective. But people have been catching up. So last split, a lot of the players were on the same level as the Cloud9 players, but they still had the shot calling. And now they've lost that. So what is actually a defining characteristic of Cloud9? Because they don't have one right now, and they need to find that identity if they want to get back onto the road to success.
All right, well, yeah, hopefully we find out in this next game. One can only assume they're continuing to search and searching hard for that dividing characteristic. There's still more action coming your way. Up next, we've got a battle for 7th place between Enemy Esports and Cloud9. Don't go anywhere.